Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Horse Racing Enthusiast on Teesside Ste&Dee on what looked like it was going to be an awful day. But no, and I'll come to that in a minute. So, how did we do? Well, it didn't start very well today, did it? Because we lost two, what I thought were two of the best ones we had today, to be honest. Punter from the four-step and Papa Don't Preach, which looked, I thought, an excellent choice today on the back form, especially with it being £20 ahead of its nearest challenger on its back form rating. I thought, oh, we're in today. And then with Atomic Force as well tonight, I thought, hey, good chance for a few winners here today. And then first pulls out Martyr seconds after I'd put the video out and put my bets on. And then, of course, Papa Don't Preach pulled out. And I was gutted when both of them had pulled out because I thought, well, there's two of the biggest fancies today. Anyway, so what were we left with? Well, we were left with 5 horses. Now, obviously, you'd seen what I put on today. I got my money back, obviously, on both of those two singles. It left me a little bit frustrated because I thought, well, there's only really Atomic Force and Bad that I think I've got an excellent chance of winning. But I obviously had a silly pound on Green Team. And, well, it was a very silly pound, wasn't it? But you know what? When it was, I got 38 to 1 on the exchanges for it. I would have been silly not to. It was a no-brainer, really. It was the highest rated. It was £11 above its nearest challenger. It did have a £29 back form rating, £29 back form rating below its best ever. And Williams and Billy Lane, I thought, yeah, it could just do it. Well, it was nowhere bloody near. It was absolutely shocking. And the least said about that, I think the better. I'm not even going to say naughty because it's going to have to dramatically improve on today's performance. Right, moving on to the 4-step, because that was the only one left from the back form. 4-step now, Shadow Dance in the Lingfield 310. Now that was 342 points ahead of its nearest challenger. Everything had won a race at least once, and it stood out a mile. And it ended up going off at 50 to 1. I wouldn't have bloody touched it. And this is the problem when I put my selections out on a night time. The prices can change so much. Shadow Dancer was nowhere near 50 to 1 last night. It was something like 14 or something like that. And it went out to 50 to 1. I think at one point it touched 66. So how it was that price, I really don't know. I know the form was garbage on it. So it was probably going to go out maybe to 20 to 1. But to go out as far as 50 and 66 to 1, well, once I knew the price, I thought, well, it's got no bloody hope. It's got 2 hopes, Bob and No. And that's what proved to be the case. So it was looking like a really bad day. And then we had, what did we have then? Mr. Bango in the Newcastle 243. Now, that was another one that was well ahead, 203 points ahead of its nearest challenger. Looked good, top weight, 488 points, nothing near it, 285 was the nearest. It did have a bad run last time out, and I said, let's forgive it for that. Well, maybe not. Obviously, it's carried that over because it didn't run well at all. Mr. Van Gogh ended up pulling up in the end. A very, very disappointing race. So it was looking really bad at this point. I thought, good God, that's going to be 3 good days followed by 3 bad days. But then, obviously, Bad come third. Now, I didn't win, so I got nothing back for that. But it ran a good race, Bad. Can't say it didn't. It did keep on, but it was never a threat. It sort of kept battling and battling and battling. It was never a threat to the front two at all. But a credible third. But I think it would have been expecting to have done better than that today, Bad. So it was fairly bad. So we were left with one. Now this was one of my big three fancies today. We'd already lost the two through the non-runners, so I was resting everything on Atomic Force because I took 9.8 on the exchanges this morning because I thought that was a superb price for it, and proved to be the case. A very comfortable winner by, is it 1.5 or 1 3/4 length? A nice comfortable win for it, and I say I got 9.8 to 1. So what looked like was going to be a third day down in a row ended up being over £3 odd in profit. So in the end, that's 4 days profit out of 6. So I can't really grumble at that. Atomic Force saved the day. But I was quietly confident about that one all day. I was just very disappointed, especially in Mr. Van Gogh. Can't really say I was disappointed in Green Team. I don't suppose it was ever expected to do much, but you never know. You never know with the back form, because it could just bite you on the back. It comes up and gets the results when you least expect them, as people well know. But if you had Atomic Force, well done. Well done, we needed it. And I say it saved the day and put us into profit for the day. So that was good. Right, now because tomorrow, I've looked at tomorrow's, there's 2 national meetings. I've done the back form, which I don't normally do, but I looked at the back form on them, and I looked at the 4-step system on them. And and it didn't help, because the 2 meetings tomorrow are shocking. Absolutely shocking. Fontwell and Hereford. What a waste of a day. No all-weather, so we're stuck with 2 all-weather meetings that have got really poor horses in. There's a couple that I quite like the look of, but they don't qualify. So I haven't touched them. There is one race where 2 stand out on the 4-step selections, not on the back form. And the 2 horses are in the Fontwell 420. Yes, it's one race. We've got Col de Pré, which is number 2 on the race card, got 251 points. And number 5 on the race card got 254 points, so only 3 points more. And that's Galactic Charm. So that's Col de Pré and Galactic Charm in the 420. Now, they're so close together, and then the nearest to them is well over 100 points behind. I think it's 116, 120 points behind. So what I'm recommending, and that's all I'm recommending tomorrow, is a reverse forecast on Col de Pré and Galactic Charm, number 2 and number 5 on the race card in the Fontwell 420. The other races, which I've graded, there's only 4 that I could do. Too close to call. Unexposed horse in the 350, so left that alone. Way too close to call in the 310. They're so close. There was about 4 or 5 of them literally a few points apart. Can't touch that. You might as well stick it, but you throw a dart at the wall. And in the 410, another one where they were so close together, 5 or 6 points separating, you know, each one, and it's just too tight. It's got to be on that system. It's got to be at least 100 points ahead. Well, obviously it's not, is it? Now, obviously, in the Fontwell 420, one of them isn't 100 points ahead. It's only 3, but the 2 are so close together. But then there's a massive gap of well over 100 points to the third, and that's why I've gone with it, because I think that is a good bet tomorrow, a reverse forecast. And realistically, I'm not even going to do singles on them because I can't separate them, and I just think I'm adding to my expense. So I'm just going to do probably a 50p reverse forecast on those 2 horses, 2 and 5 in the 420 at Fontwell. The 2 horses that were like that but didn't qualify, I will give you them. I'll tell you what they are. It's up to you whether you go with them, because of course I've said last week, I'm not a tipster. I'm a passionate punter, just like yourselves, who likes putting a bet on, likes picking horses out. I try to save a lot of you some time by doing it for you. And sometimes you can get really frustrated because you spend an average of 4 hours a day doing these. And then if you have a really bad day, like we had yesterday and the day before, you think, was it really worth it? And then today it looked like it wasn't going to be worth it either. And I thought, that's 12 hours plus for what? But fortunately, Atomic Force came good, and it did come in as probably expected, really. For me, I really did think that had everything about it today, and it proved to be the case. So the two horses that I have, one horse, because the other one is in the 420, so I ain't touching that. So there's one horse, I'll give you the forecast for the 420, there's one horse in the 350 that did come top with the back form, but only by £5. It also qualified under the 4-step, but not by 100 points, only by about 30. See where I'm going here? This is why I'm throwing it out there, but it's up to you. It's about 4-1. It's number 2 on the race card, all authorised. Now, it did win a good Class 3 race. Now, this is a Class 4-5. Did win a good Class 3 race back in April last year, winning nearly 16 grand. Now, when you looked at the other horses in the race, none of them had won anything like that. When they'd won 3,000, 2,500, 4,000. They weren't of the quality prize money of that one. And that's the only reason why I've sort of half gone with it. So realistically, tomorrow you've got the 420, reverse forecast, number 2 and number 5, and then in the 350, all authorised. But that's what I'm backing. That's all I'm backing tomorrow. Single on that one, reverse forecast on that one, £2. End of. Right, thanks for watching. Horse Race Enthusiast, I've done your results, I've done your selections for tomorrow. Have a great night, whatever you're doing. I'm going to settle down shortly and watch the Man City Newcastle game, which should be an absolute cracker. And hopefully Newcastle can turn Man City over, because they've got a very poor record at the Etihad. And I don't think they had much of a better record at Main Road either. And have a great Sunday. I will be back tomorrow. I did a new feature today, just before I go. Did a new feature today that was market movers. And the only reason why I did it was there was quite a lot, I think there was 6, that had dramatic market moves. From big prices out there to come in really quite low. And I put it on now. It's been quite a popular feature. Few people have mentioned it. There's been quite a lot of views on it. So it's probably something I'm going to do every day. I'm not going to do it tomorrow because it's not worth it for the 2 garbage meetings we've got. But I will be from Monday. I probably, if it's worth doing every day, I'll do it. If it gets the views, I'll do it. And a lot of people say, a few people have mentioned that they liked it. And, well, we'll see, won't we? Anyway, that's it. Good night, God bless. Thanks for watching Horse Race Enthusiast on Teesside Ste&Dee. See you some point tomorrow.